Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Mutalist Quanta. You can get the blueprint for the Muti Quanta from the Infested or Biolab in your dojo, and to build it you're gonna have to put in 30,000 credits, 5 mutagen mass, 15,000 nanospores, 1,200 circuits, and a fully built forma. The Mutalist Quanta is a Mastery Rank 2 fully automatic primary rifle that does primarily puncture damage, and it has pretty much no crit with a 15% status chance, a 60 round magazine, and a 3-second reload. However, it comes with a very strange secondary fire that does pure toxin damage. Now, the way this works is, well, strange. It fires a big transparent orb that doesn't fly very far and explodes after either 9 seconds have passed or after you fire another one somewhere else. But that's not all, because firing through the orb will give your shots extra electricity damage, extra crit chance, and extra crit damage. And the orbs can also stack up to 3 times, so if you fire them in the same place, instead of exploding, they will sort of consolidate and give you a bigger buff when shooting through it. And there is still more, because we also have an augment called Bursting Mass. This will accumulate 200% of all the damage you shoot through the orb, which is then released in a 15-meter explosion once the orb explodes. Now, when it comes to building the Quanta, your best bet is just going to be a straight-up status build. Iron Serration for damage, Split Chamber for multi-shot, Malignant Force and Rhyme Rounds for vital, Fast Hands to cut down on the reload, Rifle Aptitude to boost status, and then Hellfire and Thermite rounds for a bunch of heat. Now, the reason I don't use the Bursting Mass mod is because it's very difficult to make it work against anything that's not melee, because what you effectively have to do is fire out the orb, fire a bunch of damage through it to charge it, and then melee the orb and hope it flies in the right direction. It's just not very reliable, though it works pretty well versus the Infested. Now, as far as the overall power of the gun goes, I wouldn't really push it much past 50 or maybe 60. With a relatively basic build, of course. If you're gonna go all out with it and run an arcane and galvanized mods, yeah, you can probably push it up to level 80. This weapon is honestly a bit of a mess. The damage is pretty bad unless you're firing through the orbs, at which point the damage becomes acceptable. And the requirements are very odd as well. Like, it's Mastery Rank 2, but it comes from the Biolab, and it's very expensive for a Mastery Rank 2 weapon, so there's no way you're building this at around Mastery Rank 2. If you could pick this up from the market and it was relatively cheap, like appropriate for Mastery Rank 2, then yeah, I would probably recommend this. But as it is right now, it's just a little bit too expensive in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, the weapon isn't terrible. The secondary fire is pretty cool, even if you're not gonna shoot through it, because it's gonna add a nice bit of AoE to the weapon, which is always nice, and you can also use the orbs to block bombard rockets, which is very cool. But as much as I try to be nice to the weapon, when I look at it objectively, it's just too much effort for fairly mediocre results. Again, if it was cheaper or higher mastery rank and stronger, then I would recommend it. But it's not. But anyway, that's it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.